All right, Saturday strength training. We're gonna start with dumbbell skull crushers. You can do it on the floor or on a bench, that's fine. All right, making sure my shoulders and traps are down, right? Skull crushers, they look like that for a reason. So I'm gonna make sure that this part of my arm doesn't move. All right, so if I started with my arms locked out, my hand and elbow and shoulder are lined up, okay? And I wanna keep that there the entire time. I don't wanna reach above my head, or when it comes down, right, my elbow collapses. If you're bringing it in the same spot every single time, okay, and then looking in your peripheral vision, you'll be able to see if your arms and elbows are moving around too much for this position. Okay, making sure I'm passing parallel. All right, you can tell I'm slanted down for this one. And that's gonna be 5 sets of 10 reps. All right, we are gonna be supersetting our skull crushers with cable bicep curls. I'm choosing like an easy bar curved bar today, so I can use that one. There's this one here. All right, I think there's another one floating around. I'm gonna have us grab on the wider edges of this one. I'm gonna stand nice and tall, my shoulders are back. I wanna be a little close to this one. I know if I'm a little shorter, that might not work. So you're just gonna back up enough so when your arms are straight, it's not, clanking every single time you lower, okay? So I'm gonna back up just a little bit for me. Again, shoulders are nice and tall. I'm not going to move my shoulder to my elbow, just how I described in the skull crusher. I'm gonna hug my body with my elbows and keep them in the same spot versus pull them up here, or when I come down, my elbows scoot back, right? Then I'm rolling forward actually. So I need to think about using my lower traps to keep that in place. And again, making sure I'm not, arching my back or using momentum to swing that or anything. I want my arms to go all the way straight for this one, come back up. That is also gonna be 5 sets of 10 reps. All right, continuing with triceps and biceps, we're gonna be doing single arm dips, okay? I wanna make sure when I'm in a dip position, at least a full range of motion, if my range of motion allows it or yours. Arms at least parallel, or if it went a little higher, that's okay. All right, so this part of the arm would be parallel to the floor, or if I was on a dip machine, like hanging dips, all right, or this seated machine through here. So I'm gonna play around. Do I need that closer to me? Do I need it farther away? Depends on the range of motion. Based on how I talked about through here, right? If I was a shorter athlete, I wanna be up here. If I was taller, I'm gonna move that seat down here a little bit, okay? So this is roughly a good position for me, right? I'm gonna make sure my body's nice and stable, like if I was doing both arms. So I'm not like leaning over more, right? Or like really leaning into it and pushing that down and keeping my body nice and stable. If I wanna hold on here, I can. Focusing on letting that shoulder do all the work, not leaning into it, pushing down like that. And again, making sure I'm not coming into my neck and making all of this disappear. I'm still keeping some sort of lower trap activation, even though my shoulder is gonna roll forward on this one. All right, when I'm done, just gonna go over to this side and finish off this arm. This is going to be 5 sets of 10 reps on each arm. All right, supersetting with my dip machine, my single arm dips. I'm gonna do barbell curl. So our lightest barbell we have, this is a 15-pound training bar. If this is too heavy or the range of motion doesn't feel good, you can go to dumbbells, that's fine. But we're gonna go palms up, and for this one, it's just gonna be wherever my arms hang naturally, all right? Again, I'm gonna make sure I'm not moving from my shoulder to my elbow, right? So we're not moving that up or letting the elbow go behind my body, or not letting those arms go all the way straight, because then I'm hunching over, or I'm not getting good range of motion. So I'm gonna focus on setting my shoulders back, my core is tight, and my elbow to my shoulder is gonna stay as steady as possible. Squeezing or hugging my body with my elbows helps me create that tension and that stability I'm looking for as well. So this is also 5 sets, 10 reps. All right, ending Saturday strength training. We're gonna end with some core work, some stability work. All right, we're gonna go bird dogs. So I'm gonna start with creating a square through here, and I'm going to raise my opposite arm, opposite legs. As I do so, I'm not gonna go fast. I'm gonna make sure I can hold a glass of water on my back. All right, I'm steady like a table. So if I can go all the way up and keep that, then great. Or if I can only go here, because once I go past that, I'm wobbling, or I'm arching my back, or I'm doing this, right? Or I've shrugged into my shoulders too much. I want to keep that stability and only go there. Again, no movement through here whatsoever as I raise my opposite arm, opposite leg. 5 sets of 10 reps per on that one. And then from here, there's some more core movements. We're gonna go into plank scap squeezes, okay? So I'm in my plank position, right? This is gonna be a lot harder versus here, all right? I do recommend being on the knees at first, maybe as a warm up, or to focus on where you're squeezing at first. So I'm gonna squeeze my shoulder blades or drop my chest to the ground, and I'm gonna push my chest away or spread my shoulder blades away, right? Unsqueezing, coming back and down. Not up and creating tension into my neck, right? Or sinking from the belly, thinking, right, I'm moving through there. You've seen my arch, right? I've moved my hips, or I've dropped my stomach to the ground, right? If I was on my feet, it'd be the same thing. I'm only focusing on my shoulder blades squeezing together and spreading apart, not sinking the hips down or having my whole body collapse to the ground, or the elbow range of motion collapse. That's also a big thing. Right, 90-degree angle, not I've collapsed down and move forward and change the angle of that. All right, focusing on just forward, backwards, and not hiking up in through here. That is gonna be 5 sets of 20 reps, and you can superset that back and forth with your bird dogs.